Hi, and welcome to InfernoCon. As Tim said, this is the panel entitled Who Are We? And this is where we're going to introduce Garrison Tyranus and Inferno Squad. I'm joined tonight by Solomon and Neil, and they're two of our local squad members up here in Northern Virginia. I'm going to let them introduce themselves. So Solomon, let's start with you.
Hello, everyone. I'm Solomon. I'm also a Stormtrooper and Darth Vader here in Garrison Tyranus in the Inferno Squad in Northern Virginia. And I've been with 501st since 2016. Yeah, I think that's right. When Rogue One premiered. So I've been here for a little while.
Well, thank you. Neil.
Yes, my name is Neil. I am part of the Inferno Squad and Garrison Tyranus. My primary costume around here is Kylo Ren, but I also do the Baron Feltai pilot and an Imperial officer. I am also a multi-club member, being a member of the Rebel Legion, the Saber Guild, Dark Empire. I've been a member of Garrison Tyranus since October 2016. And been a member of Inferno Squad since they came into being about 4 years ago.
Now, as I remember, you and I have done a few troops together. At least one, you showed up as Kylo and I showed up as Vader, and we got a couple father-son photos. Well, father-grandson, I guess. So
was that the Christmas one?
Yeah, I think that was one of them. So tonight, you guys are going to tell us a little bit about what the 501st Legion is, what Garrison Tyranus, and then talk a little bit about Inferno Squad. So take it away, guys.
Okay. Well, welcome everybody once again. Like I said, we are the 501st Legion. The slide says everything. That the 501st Legion was the most feared Stormtrooper corps in the Empire. Of course, we're all under the direct command of Vader, and we've got the moniker of Vader's Fist, which is really appropriate, I think, and that's part of the reason why I'm Vader. Because I don't direct the Inferno Squadron, that's for sure. But no, it's just great to be Darth Vader. Well, in the movies, though, 501st Legion was in the movies. Neil, can you tell us more about that in the movies? With the
501st.
I'm sorry, but with 501st.
Oh, in the actual movie, I do believe the 501st, their existence came about during the Clone Wars TV series. It hasn't been confirmed yet, but the Stormtrooper legions that raided Princess Leia's Tantive 4 in Episode 4, New Hope, in that opening scene, those Stormtroopers were 501st.
Yeah, that's correct. We are canon now, thanks to the way the story has progressed.
Yeah, we're really in reality we're actually international, not just nationwide, but international. We're all over the place. You can find garrisons and you can find squads all over the place. So we're just an international fan-based organization. We all dress up. We wear, it's got to be screen accurate costumes, anything related to Star Wars, clone troopers, villains, everything, you name it. And we all put it together and we go out there to have community service.
Yes. Some of the costumes are shared with other organizations, like the clone troopers also go to Rebel Legion. The recently approved Mandalorian costume, I do believe, is going to appear in both. It's now 501st approved, but I think it's going into the Rebel Legion too. Now, it says that we are actually based off the 501st Legion in the Star Wars universe, but we are actually a charitable costuming group. We help out with various charitable events and appearances, and the unofficial motto of the 501st is actually "Bad Guys Doing Good," which when we go through this presentation, what that really means and how it fits.
I think it's pretty remarkable. You guys are talking about how we're international and all that, and I think it's pretty remarkable when you look at this map that's on the bottom of the screen. We really do have organizations, these organizations all over the place, in some places you might not expect. One thing that I think is really interesting to note is every one of our units, whether it's a garrison or a squad or even an outpost, has their own unique logo.
Yeah, Garrison Tyranus, if I'm not mistaken, is one of the original 10 garrisons. And we spawned off and created, I think, Old Line Garrison. There's now DC and Maryland and West Virginia Garrison, as well as, no, Carolina had its own. But yeah, I think that's how memory serves me right. Next, I guess.
Yeah, and the stats, bear it out. We've got over 14,000 active members, 26,000 approved costumes, 6 continents. It's crazy. 60 countries. It's just phenomenal.
Hey, we have one member in Garrison Tyranus with 20 plus costumes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think we have one person in Inferno Squad. She has probably 12 or 15 costumes. Yeah.
So Garrison Tyranus was founded in 2002, and of course covers the Commonwealth of Virginia. We have 289 active members here in the garrison itself, but you narrowed that down to the Inferno Squadron. It's a little bit different, but so we've got 4 different squads across the state of Virginia. Serrano Squad, Sienna, I can't even read it. Serrano Squad, Galactic Center, Sinar Fleet Squad. Those are the ones in the south, and then we're up north here in the Inferno Squad.
Yeah, and if you're interested in finding out a little bit more in detail about what the garrison was like back in 2002, tune in a little later. 9 o'clock, we have a panel called "That's One from the Vault," and we'll have four longer serving members that'll be joining us and telling us a little bit about the background and history of the garrison.
I won't run through all this. These are all the people that are our command staff for Garrison Tyranus, commanding officer Danny Redman, so forth and so on. There's a lot of people that are behind the scenes that actually do a whole lot for us, like the web team, event coordinators, PR. There's just so much that goes into organizing events, organizing activities, and setting up the charities and so forth and so on, and, approving the armor. There's just a whole lot that goes on behind the scenes.
Yeah, the couple names on here: Daniel Redman, Christopher Brooks, the CEO, executive officer, obviously. And the two more important names here when you're trying to join a garrison and get together a costume. Down at the bottom, Garrison Armorer. He's the head armorer, and there's each squad has their own armorer, and they will help you, like if you're doing an armor type costume, with putting one together. And perhaps they're ones to also host the armor build parties where you can actually get to meet some of our members, and they will help you put costume together. And then the third name down, membership liaison, Tim Allen. He is the person that you will submit your costumes to for approval. If you're an existing member, for additional costumes, we go to him. If you're a new member, that's where you send your photographs for approval and to get your first costume approved with us. And he is the person with the 20 plus costumes, right, down there in Galactic Central. So him having so many costumes, he definitely knows what he's talking about. So.
Hey, as Neil was saying, we're founded in 2017. We have 102 active members right now in Northern Virginia. And there's Dan Brown, our squad leader. Our XO, Damon. Public relations, Jim Riley. Comms, Tim May. And of course, the armor that we talked about before, Jim.
Yeah, and it's actually, do you mind going back there for just a sec? It's actually interesting because the name at the top is actually probably the least important name you see here. I can go through and tell you that each one of these guys without them, the squad doesn't run. Damon is really good at getting our events done, approved up, ready to go. Jim came on to staff this year, and he has been just excellent when it comes to the Facebook post. And I don't know about you guys. Facebook posts and social media posts are not my thing. I can do them, but that's not my strong suit. And Jim has done an outstanding job at those. And then of course you have Tim May, and Tim is on here with us. And it's really astounding to me that every time I have a techie question, I can go to him, and he spits out an answer like like you wouldn't believe. And this is a small version. Especially with Jim there at the bottom doing double duty for the Garrison and the squad. This is a small version of what they do up at the Garrison level. So we handle on a smaller scale what they're doing there. And later during this event in InfernoCon, it is tomorrow evening at 8:00. You'll get to hear from Danny Redmond and some of the leadership staff about what they do.
Go ahead, Neil.
Well, this is the other costuming groups that we do work with and coordinate with a lot. Again, I mentioned I'm a member of the Rebel Legion, which is, I guess, the good guys, their sense of perspective. Basically, the Princess Leia's, the Jedi, the Rebel Fleet Troopers. Again, what crosses over to us from the Rebel Legion are the Clone Troopers. And some characters like obviously the Mandalorian being the new one. The Galactic Academy, I have 4 boys. All 4 of them are members of Galactic Academy. One recently graduated last year and became 501st. But these are where you can get costumes for your kids and get them to join an official Star Wars group. The costumes for the Galactic Academy do not have to be movie grade. There are some that are, or the parents, really want their kids to look the part, and obviously those are probably the costumes are passed down to the younger siblings as they grow older. There are costumes in there that are, you can buy at the Disney store that look really great, and some of the Rays I've seen, the girls dress up as Rays, really look good. Mandalorian mercs are the guys that dress up in the Boba Fett Mandalorian type armor. I think Boba Fett, the Mandalorian, and Jango Fett are some of the costumes there. Dan, you have a Boba Fett. You're probably part of Mandalorian mercs.
Actually, I'm not. I do have a Return of the Jedi Boba Fett, but I stayed with the 501st. But the Mandalorian mercs have a lot of costumes, a lot of variety, and I think some of the big stuff they do is the custom costumes.
The other 2 costuming groups not on here is obviously the Dark Empire, where the Dark Sith, Dark Jedi type characters, as well as smugglers. And then the newest one is the Saber Guild. Basically, Force users, dark side, light side. What makes them stand out from the other groups is that if they actually choreograph and have performances on stage where they duel with lightsabers. Okay, next slide. So what we actually do, well, this is what is usually our biggest event of the year, which is Air and Scare at the Air and Space Udvar-Hazy Museum over here in Chantilly, Virginia. Unfortunately, they're not having it this year, or having some type of virtual version. But yeah, was this last year, Dan?
No, this was 20. What year is this? This is 2018.
2018.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
That's
where over 200 costumers show up.
Yeah, this picture is kind of neat.
And they come and visit the museum, and they have like these photo stations where you can get photo ops done with the characters that you see in the movies.
This picture is neat because you can really see a lot of the variety that we have here. Solomon, are you in here somewhere?
In the middle, Darth Vader.
Very good. Very good. The boss himself. All right. Good deal.
Community event.
Community events.
Yeah.
You know what event this is, Solomon?
This was the Cars and Dads event, something like that. I can't remember exactly. I was a TK in this one, a Stormtrooper, and my daughter is actually right next to me. I forgot about that. She's the Tusken Raider next to the Stormtrooper there. That's a costume that I made for her. And once again, it's not 501st approvable, but it is more than likely GA. She never joined the Galactic Academy, but it would have been appropriate for that. Now she's a lot taller and it won't fit her, unfortunately. But
she's a high school age. Yeah, she's high school age now. She can probably
she's high school age now.
Yeah, get the costume. She can probably fit in an adult sized costume now.
Yeah, she could. Yeah, she
like
could.
Sean over here in his Inferno.
Yeah, but we do community events to raise money for charities and certain events. I think this one was more like cancer research, that sort of thing event. But there's some variety of costume here you see as well. You see Darth Maul. You see a FemTK over there. A little bit of variety, a TIE pilot fighter over here. So, and Mon Mothma from the Rebel Legion. Library events, yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, we do several library events throughout the year. Obviously, the libraries are closed this year, but a couple big ones are the ones I'm thinking over here in Herndon and the one in Ashburn. But we come in there. They have us do photo ops, do presentations, panels in there about how to make costumes. It's usually around May the 4th and around Halloween when we do the library appearances.
May the 4th is a big event for us every year. May the 4th be with you, in case you didn't know. It is a pretty big event for us.
Revenge of the 5th.
And charity walks. Go ahead, Neil.
We have done a couple of charity walks. Histio Fighters being the most recent one, I do believe. Sometimes we participate in the walk. Sometimes we just stand at the start and finish line and cheer the walkers runners on. We do have a stormtrooper who is a triathlete who did a charity walk run pushing a stroller with his kid in it while dressed as a stormtrooper.
Was that Matt?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he actually did one by himself. I guess he had the armor on and took off the lower armor and put on a running socks and shoes and ran in full armor too. So props to him. But yeah, we do charity walks, cancer events, raising money for certain diseases, certain foundations. Histio Fighters is the most recent one. I know there was a couple other cancer walks in the Reston area, in the Reston Town Center that we have done.
Yeah, and this seems like a good time to mention that one of the things that we support is Make-A-Wish. That's what we are working on for this particular event. If you look at your screen, those of you who are watching, you'll see that we have a goal there on the bottom right hand of the screen. And we would love it if you would help us meet that goal. This money goes directly to Make-A-Wish. And as a incentive to help people donate, for every $5 donation you make, you will be entered into, you'll get one entry into a raffle that we're doing on Sunday. And you'll be able to check back here later and see a list of the items. And we've got some cool stuff. We've got enough stuff that we're raffling off that my son is bugging me to, let him donate and get some raffle tickets. So
sporting events, we have done appearances for the Washington Nationals, Washington Capitals. I guess in February, before the coronavirus hit, we did the televised sporting event for the George Mason University College basketball team. It's fun. When it comes to Washington Nationals, some people got to go down on the field. Sometimes they pick Vader or some other high-ranking official to throw out the first pitch. But usually those are really popular. The only downside is doing a baseball game. It's in the middle of the summer, so we do have a lot of people there to rotate to help our members keep cool, but fun events.
And the cool thing is too, even though we're Inferno Squad, we can and we do often go out of our region to do events with other garrisons and other squads. So, for example, sometime I went up to West Virginia and I went to the Frederick Keys game up there, and I did a troop up there with them in the Frederick Keys game. So it's not just local to our area as well. I mean, we're trooping with other garrisons and other squads.
Yeah, and we're very happy when other people come and visit us.
Oh yeah,
They're other troopers.
Was this last year parade? This is
no.
the parade. Holiday parade.
It looks cold, so yeah, it probably was last year.
Last year or 2 years ago?
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's Solomon as Vader, and that's me as Kyle. And I believe that's Matt and Dale Henry as the stormtroopers there.
That's right.
That is Matt and Dale Henry with their candy canes and Santa hats.
And Matt and Dale are brothers, right?
They are.
Yeah.
And they have been in the garrison for a long time.
Yes. They're a legend.
It was just recently that they finally decided they'd better start working on some updated armor. So you can see they're still using the FX armor.
Are they using bubble lenses on their TKs? I can't remember.
They are. I tried time. I can't do it.
Yeah, that would make people dizzy. For those who don't know, bubble lenses on the TKs, they're bubbled. They're convex lenses on the eyes, and that would make you very dizzy. From what I understand,
in a fishbowl, except more nauseating.
Yeah, but the parades are really fun because we get to be festive, and it's cold, which is great for Vader because Vader is leather and wool and heavy materials, and I don't have to suffer like I would.
I don't sweat as Kylo Ren in that when it's cold.
Yeah,
but we are popular. Remember, there's always a chant at the end of the parade that they request us to do that one more lap.
Yeah, we do a number of parades that, like the Richmond Christmas Parade is a big one. There's the one
right?
Alexandria and things like that. So
yeah.
A lot of good
St. Patrick's Day Parade, and then there's another Scottish Christmas Parade.
Yeah,
Richmond Parade is a long one. It's a 2.5 mile one.
Free comic book day. This is always fun. You get to go out and pass out comic books to people at comic book stores, and it's fantastic because a whole lot of kids actually come by, and you get to see a whole lot of kids and get to meet a whole lot of people, and you're pretty much like their idol. You're like, oh my gosh, there's a stormtrooper. Oh my gosh, it's Vader or Kylo Ren, or people are crazy over it. It's great.
Well, a lot of people come for the free comics, but Free Comic Book Day has become another nationwide excuse for cosplayers to come out in costume. So you won't only just see Star Wars related costumes there.
Exactly.
You see the Marvel, the DC costumes, some obscure Ninja Turtle,
whatever.
Yeah. Video game costumes. Yeah.
Oh, and we do a lot of weddings and birthdays. Yeah, we certainly do that. Yeah.
I haven't done one. You?
I did a wedding. Yeah.
Yeah,
I did a wedding at Vader
on a case by case basis. But yeah, we like doing stuff like that.
We do have a member who is a ordained pastor. So unfortunately, he dresses up as Luke Skywalker.
Oh.
So, but he can officiate a wedding if need be. But I don't know what. I know he's active in Rebel Legion, but I don't know how active he is in the 501st. But that's right. He does have a Darth Vader. So I don't know if he's officiated a wedding as Darth Vader yet, but he can.
Hospital visits. This is a big one for me because I've only been able to do one, and there I am as Vader in the background. But I really enjoyed it. And it's really a tough troop because you're in there in your costume and you're trying not to cry because you see what all of these kids are having to go through. But it's one near and dear to my heart because you're really able to do a lot for these kids.
Yeah, and please do make sure to join us tomorrow. We're going to be talking about some of this type of thing. You know, why we get together and we troop the way we do. At 4 o'clock on Saturday, it's called "Why We Fight," and we're going to be talking about things like this. And I think Solomon, you're right. You know, a lot of us do this because of troops like this.
Well, it's great. You get in there to brighten the kid's day. He's been, spending the rest 12 hours of his day getting medical treatments. You come in for a good 30 minutes to an hour to visit with him. Basically, help him forget why he's there. Very emotional troops sometimes.
Yep.
Conventions. We do get asked to appear at conventions. This is NovaCon. Other cons that we appear in: Awesome Con, All Star Con, NovaCon here, MagFest. I do believe we do show up and coordinate with our neighbors to the north, but they canceled MagFest 2021 already. And we are still planning for KatsuCon 2021 in February, but they're thinking that may be canceled too. But we will have tables there. Usually some fundraising event like Blast Trooper, Blast the Jedi, Order 66, the Rebel Legion version. We raffle up something, usually a prop that someone has donated to the cause will be raffled there. And we walk around, stand at the table. We're there to answer questions from people who want to join the organizations. It's usually all grouped together. It's usually going to be 501st, Rebel Legion in the booth next to us to the left, Mandalorian Mercs in the section to the right, GA further down, and such. So it's usually we don't do it alone.
Oh, this is a fun one. On stage, so this is a behind-the-scenes photograph of us with Weird Al Yankovic. And Weird Al has been very gracious to us and the 501st in general. He's had after-party specials at Celebration, from what I understand, because I haven't gone to one. But the on-stage experience is just like no other in the world. Yeah, it was hot as I'll get out in that Vader, but I will take it for nothing in the world. It was so much fun. It was
Middle August, right?
Real friend.
August, yeah.
Real friend of the 501st.
Mm-hmm. Film premieres. There is, anybody can guess who that is? Anthony Daniels. He came in last year to the Ruston Town Center, and there's Dan's son.
Yep. He's wearing the Imperial Cadet over just behind him to the left.
Which is awesome. And there's Mon Mothma. We've got Seven Sisters there. We've got Bubba Fett, Biker Scout, you name it. And it was a lot of fun doing that troop.
Yeah, he came up here for a showing of A New Hope, and he was signing autographs for his new book.
Behind,
the cool thing about that is he actually called us in, right? Remember, he called us in right at the start of the parade and gave us all a pep talk and gave us some stories on the filming of episode 9, or what he could tell us before we went out and did the parade.
Yeah.
All right, Tim.
Go ahead, Neil.
Forging friendships. Basically, we're all one big happy family. Not only are we just friends amongst the 501st, but we're also friends with our other Star Wars organizations. Sometimes friends bring friends in, and that's how they become members in the 501st. Sometimes, I brought in my family and a couple friends to join us. It's not, we have that whole Star Wars thing in common. Also, what we all have in common is the desire to get out there and help people, to volunteer, to become active in the community, and all that. So,
yes, sir.
How do you join?
How do you join the 501st? Well, you have to be 18 years old or anticipated to be. Well, basically, you have to be 18 years old when you fill out that application, but you can start working on your screen accurate costume beforehand. There's nothing stopping a 17-year-old to show up at the armor party and start putting his armor together. And then as soon as he turns 18, fill out that application and come on in. Again, like Solomon said before, screen accurate costume of villainous Star Wars character. Screen accuracy, while we strive for that, when you go to the 501st website, there is something called the Costume Resource Library, the CRL, where basically you'll find the standards for all the costumes that are approved in the 501st. What you'll find there is what they call basic, and then there's a level 2 and a level 3. Basic approval is what you need. To get the costume approved and become a member of the 501st. The level 2 and level 3 is where it becomes very meticulous and difficult, and that's they were just added there to add more, accuracy. What word I'm looking for. To other levels to make the costume what they say more like the movie. For Vader, I think there's some for Vader and there's a couple for Kylo Ren. For explain, like Kylo Ren's pants, there's actually darts on the back seam on the pants. It's not required for basic approval, but then when you get to level 2, level 3, it's in there. I do believe Vader has a couple things too, with regards to the mask and to the chest plate. Stormtroopers, I know there are various levels.
Go ahead and move you guys along because I don't want to run out of time before we finish.
Okay.
Can you tell us a little bit?
Obviously, there's no membership fees to join the 501st. Simple, fun, all volunteer group, representing characters from Star Wars. Enlisting the 501st. What costume do you want to build? That's basically how you start thinking of how you want to join us. You got to pick a costume. Obviously, things to consider: cost, comfort, recognition, trust your feelings. I will tell you that Darth Vader and Kylo Ren are not the cheapest costumes in the 501st. Stormtrooper can range from around $800 for the basic stunt version, all the way to a couple $1,000 for the Centurion level. So there are those things to consider. Comfort. There are some costumes you cannot sit down in. Can you sit down in Vader? I think you can.
If I take my codpiece off, yeah.
Okay. I know some Stormtroopers you can, some Stormtroopers you can't. It's just how it fits. Kylo Ren can sit down and put my feet up. So recognition, you can pick your character. You want to be one of the nameless ones, the Stormtroopers and the TIE pilots, or you can be what they call the face character. Darth Vader being the key one, the Emperor, Kylo Ren, and so forth. And I guess trust your feelings. Trust your feelings where you want to go. Take all three of those into consideration and go forward. From a standpoint of costuming, the easiest costumes to put together and join the 501st would be the Imperial Officer, the TIE Reserve, and the Imperial Technician, if I'm not mistaken, Dan. Those are the three. And then the TIE Reserve, typically people just get the black flight suit together and then buy the armor later and submit for the TIE Fighter, which is big right now because Star Wars Squadrons is going on.
Yeah, and I think the big takeaway from here is there's a lot of things to consider when you decide to get started. But ask questions, and a lot of things like cost are flexible. It depends on how much work you're willing to do. The research comes in there. How much work are you willing to learn to do? Some of these costumes that cost a couple $1,000 built for you cost a lot less when you put it together yourself, when you are willing to cut out the pieces and do all that stuff. So what do we got next, Tim?
Join. Yeah, here you go. How to join us? Go to Garrison Tyranus There is a forum in there that explains that will explain certain costumes and how things are done. The application form is actually on there too, as well as the request to for an appearance. Come out and see us when we do a con. Come out and see us for an armor party. I do believe you can join the Garrison Tyranus website and forum, and you don't have to be a member. You just have to be what they call a recruit. And then you can find out the dates where we actually make appearances and armor parties and come out and join us.
Yeah, we definitely encourage people who are interested to consider coming out and getting to know us and handling at events, and that helps get to know what you're getting into.
Yeah, don't
if
be
you handle, you can actually come into what they call the green room, the ready room, and help people put their costumes together, and that will give you an insight on what exactly holds together a Vader or holds together a Stormtrooper, the strapping mechanisms, how things are attached together and assembled. So that gives you the what you don't see part, what that you will need to put the costume together. Enlisting in the 501st detachments, there are 16 detachments. Solomon and I are part of the Sith Lord detachment as Kylo Ren and Darth Vader. Armored cavalries for the AT-AT drivers. I do believe there's Jolly Roger squadrons for the TIE fighter pilots. And what's first armored cavalry is Stormtrooper, right? Is that it?
Yeah, right. Yeah, there are detachments for just about every for every costume. They're all categorized and put together. And Solomon, you would know about a lot of this, given the variety that you have. You're part of the Sith Lord detachment, correct?
Right.
Yeah.
So Sith Lord and FISD for the TK.
Force Imperial Stormtrooper.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Detachment. So FISD. Yep.
And the helpful website 501st.com, where you make where you request the appearances, apply for membership. The CRL is also located there. You can also find the unit listings for the local garrisons and the Legion detachments. The links to go to their forums and to find them. And GarrisonTyranus.com is our website.
That's it.
Facebook page, right? I think we have a Facebook page for Garrison Tyranus and we have a Facebook page for Inferno.
Yep. If you search Inferno Squad, you'll find our public page. And actually, all of the information about what we're doing right here is up.
Join us. All the events. Meeting everybody, getting out and meeting everybody and all the events.
I love the trooping part, but the engineer in me loves putting stuff together. The costumes, the props.
Now, I actually have another question for you here. So can you guys tell us what is your favorite type of event to troop? Is there a particular event? Is there a particular category that you see it and you go, wow, I got to be at that? What do you think, Solomon?
I like the smaller events mostly. I like the more intimate settings. For me, it just seems like I get more out of it. I'm able to meet more people. In the larger events, it seems like you're kind of rushed from one place to another, and you don't really have time to spend with people as much. But I like the smaller events.
I like the opposite, the bigger events. You get to meet a lot of people, get a lot more exposure that way. We have done the television appearances where we go on TV. R2-D2 doing the weather, Darth Vader doing the traffic reports was kind of funny, stuff like that. And we do get to do events that normal people don't get to do. You get to meet Weird Al Yankovic, Anthony
Yeah, that was
Daniels.
great.
There's a rumor that that we might have an event next year where Adam Driver comes to USMC Museum, because they're working on that. So stuff like that.
And then Star Wars Celebrations, when those start up in Anaheim in 2022, those are great.
All right. I got another question for you here. And remember, if you are watching the stream, you are welcome to submit a question over our social media or over the chat that is available on this stream. But here's a question. Out of your time in the Legion and the Garrison, what is the coolest thing you've gotten to do? So let's start with Neil, and then we'll go to Solomon.
Yeah.
Well, coolest thing I got to do? There were so many things. Go backstage on a sporting event, meet professional baseball, basketball players. We got to meet Anthony Daniels. He gave us a pep talk, gave us insider information, stuff like that. Too many things there to say.
Solomon?
Yeah, Weird Al Yankovic was the top of the list right there, being able to meet him. But also the events like the 40th anniversary of Star Wars, where we had at the Smithsonian Air and Space Museum in DC. That was fantastic to be there and celebrate that. I mean, everything from library troops to the Race for the Cure, Susan G. Komen Foundation, raising awareness for that. There's just so many. It's just endless.
All right, so got one more for you here. What is the costume that, like, what's your goal costume? Like, what's one that you haven't built yet, but you want to build? Maybe you're working on it now. Maybe it's just, sort of a plan for the future. Solomon?
If I had to choose, I would probably say Tusken Raider, maybe Tusken Raider.
Why is that one appealing to you?
I built one for my daughter, and I saw how appealing it was to actually build it. So I'm like, hey, I can do that for myself eventually.
That's definitely a costume that sticks out in people's minds. That's for sure. Neil, what about you?
I'm never one to do things easy. Obviously, the Kylo Ren costumes. Kylo Ren Episode 9 is almost done. I just need the next year to come in. I am working on the Episode 3 Anakin Skywalker. Gonna go troop with John Dittmeyer, who does Obi-Wan Kenobi, and have a nice little duel there.
Okay. Well, thank you guys so much. I appreciate you taking the time to talk to us a little bit about the Garrison. And if you're watching this and you'd like to find out more, please feel free to visit us online or find us on Facebook. Just as a reminder, we are supporting the Make-A-Wish charity for this event. So like we talked about, like Solomon and Neil talked about here earlier, one of the big reasons that we troop is to try to do things for others. And we're in a unique position here because we do something that not a lot of people get to do. And we like using that to, cheer people up and bring them some joy. Do help us support the Make-A-Wish group. It's such an important group. And if you look at the corner of your screen, you'll see that we have a goal, and I would like to see that goal not only met but exceeded by the end of the weekend. Thank you guys so much for joining us. And the next panel that we have coming up is all about what it's like to be a Star Wars gamer.
Can you get them all off Inferno Squadrons right now? I think they're still playing. I must say, though, it's a parting shot that Squadrons in VR, awesome. You can look behind you and see what's behind me, which is my virtual screen, which is the inside of a TIE fighter. So it gets to be that realistic.